We've never done anything like this before. It was a chance to step away from the stress of our world, to overcome unpredictable challenges, deepen our marriage, and discover my beautiful country of Vietnam.
Is this really happening? Is this episode finally happening? My fam, let me tell you, yes, baby, I'm so excited. I promise you that there's a reason why it took this long. I have been dying to share with you this specific journey that, by the way, has taken years in the making. This trip that I'm about to show you holds so much meaning and significance for both Jeezy and I, because it really dates back to when we first started. Okay, so let me break it down. First of all, from the moment that my husband and I met, there was this unspoken understanding between us when it came to our unique backgrounds and our cultures. So while we dated, we spent a lot of time sharing how we were raised and what it felt like to grow up in our households and how different of cultures that we came from. And one of our first dates, Jeezy actually took me back to his hometown of Hawkinsville, Georgia. And I also told him a lot about my heritage and what it was like to grow up with a very deep connection to my country of Vietnam. So much so that on our first Christmas, I surprised Jeezy with a planned trip to Vietnam. So I made these sick dioramas. Y'all know what these are, I hope. Because if you don't, they are the best way to present to somebody a visual of, in this case, a trip from the south of Vietnam all the way to the north. Then COVID hit, and that canceled our trip completely. But little did I know, Jeezy had planned to propose to me in Vietnam. So instead, he recreated my country to the best of his knowledge in his living room and proposed to me in the privacy of our home. Then, life really happened. We got married and we had a baby. Did you guys hear that? Fast forward to today, Jeezy and I are in a place where this trip has taken on even greater of a significance, because we're no longer a couple that's just exploring new horizons together. We're now a family. Jeezy and I have been blessed with the gift of beautiful Monaco, who's a blend of both of our worlds, being half Black and Vietnamese. So now, we're 2 years into our marriage, and before things could get any crazier, I had to honor my OG vision to take Daddy to Vietnam for the very first time. So I surprised him for our 2-year anniversary. I gave him instructions on what to pack. I forced the man to take 3 weeks off. That was the hardest thing because he's never done it before. And off we went. From the south of Vietnam to the north. Welcome to my dream adventure. Welcome to our dream adventure as I take my husband back to Vietnam to explore the depths of heritage and to build an unforgettable bond as a multicultural family. Our first stop, Saigon. Saigon is a city that's both tragic and inspiring, all based on its past. From the war remnants of the Cu Chi tunnels to the vibrant street markets, Saigon is a testament to the city's resilience and determination. I just straight up call it the city that never sleeps. It's officially known as Ho Chi Minh City, but you'll see me calling it Saigon because, well, that's what Mama Mai called it when she left. So it is the largest city in Vietnam, and it has a population of over 8.9 million people. And you can tell as soon as you get there, life in Saigon is mad chaotic, super hectic, very fast paced, but it's got this incredible strong focus on work and family. The first thing I think visitors notice is the warmth and the hustle of the locals. No, I lied. I think the first thing you'll notice is actually there's hella scooters everywhere, which are also known as seongs. Hence, why I decided as soon as we arrived in Saigon, the only way GZ could see the city is like a true local.
You guys will be going with us on a foodie tour.
I called upon this dope female-owned company called EXO Tours. It started in 2012 by a group of friends who wanted to share their love of Vietnamese culture and cuisine by offering these sick tours to the city on the back of vintage Vespas. They're already one of the top tour operators in the country, and our tour guides were named Như and Nha. Now, personally, I think the only way to see Saigon is on Xe Om, period.
Kind of epic. Real talk though, my people are gangster with these Xe Oms, because it is not uncommon to see like 4, 5, sometimes 6 family members on the back of the Xe Om. You got a dog, a cat, a chicken, everybody in their family transports by Xe Om, and I am here for it.
One of the highlights of EXO Tours is the focus on the Vietnamese food. They take guests to some of the best local eateries and street food stalls, and you can try all types of traditional dishes. Our first stop was Bún Bò Huế, which is like a hearty beef, pork, and noodle soup. The night was just getting started, so we just had it as a snack, and the next stop was a night wet market. Night wet markets in Saigon are hands down my favorite way to experience local culture and cuisine. Vendors sell everything from vegetables to meat, seafood, and spices, and they give visitors a chance to interact with the locals and learn more about the way of life.
This is where I really saw GZ connect with the locals. GZ is a very thoughtful people person. He really loves intimate connection, and where there's kids and families, we just don't even want to leave.
And there was this little girl who reminded me so much of Monaco.
So next, Như and Nha took us to my favorite way of eating in Vietnam, Lao.
That's Chinese topping.
We're not speaking Chinese, this is a Vietnamese episode. So Lao means hot pot, but it's not just hot pot in Vietnam. It means eating outside in the hot, humid air, family style, on plastic little stools. It is the dopest live experience, my favorite way to eat in Saigon, or even here when I can. I've heard that people really love the interactiveness of the meal because you bring in the people with the sense of unity and warmth as you guys stir the hot pot and dip your different meats and ingredients in it. So I really don't think we needed any warmth in this warm ass weather that we were in, but it did feel very, very cozy.
Is your makeup right now?
What?
So when you eat the hot soup, your makeup came out?
I didn't really wear a lot of makeup out there.
I should make sure your husband recognize you. That's our move.
And P.S., this particular place I took Jeezy to specialized in goat, which he ate and he enjoyed. I was extra proud of.
Wow, thank you. Because she's a champ. So after dinner, Jeezy was feeling it, and he took me for a spin on our Xe Om in Vietnam. There was no better way to spend our first night in Saigon.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The war in Vietnam is but a symptom of a far deeper malady within the American spirit." The Vietnam War was a significant event in American history that lasted from 1955 to 1975, causing widespread devastation and trauma both in Vietnam and in the United States. It was the longest war in American history at the time, and its impact continues to be felt to this very day.
And Tam, can you explain to my husband, what are we doing today?
We start the high-speed boat from here to Cu Chi Tunnel.
The Cu Chi tunnels are a network of underground tunnels located in the Cu Chi district of Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon. And these tunnels were used by the Viet Cong during the war as a way to evade American forces and launch surprise attacks. This picture that Anh Tam shows us depicts the chaotic scene at the US Embassy in Saigon during the final days of the Vietnam War. This is called the Fall of Saigon. This was a major event in the history of the Vietnam War and had far-reaching consequences for the region and the entire world. This right here led to the evacuation of thousands of Americans and Vietnamese who had worked with the United States during the war, people like Papa Mai, as well as the displacement and persecution of many South Vietnamese citizens who had opposed the communist regime, like Mama Mai. Today, this picture is recognized as a powerful symbol of Vietnam and the rest of the world. It's a reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of compassion and empathy in the face of conflict and hardship. So this is my first time ever riding along the Saigon River towards the Cu Chi tunnels, and I was overwhelmed with this sense of profound emotion and reflection that just washed over me. The river that Mama Mai told me so much about used to be a vital artery for transportation, and it now serves as this haunting reminder of the devastation wrought by the Vietnam War. It felt like this river carried the weight of history and memory, and it was a solemn tribute to the human cost of war. Entering the Cu Chi tunnels is an unforgettable experience. First, you make your way through the museum, which is filled with artifacts and displays of missiles, artillery, guns, and other weapons of war. I was struck by the sheer scale and intensity of this conflict that I imagined in my head. The craters caused by the bombs make you realize how destructive the war is because they were just huge. I got this immediate rush of anxiety when I crawled into one of the tunnels because of how narrow and dark the space was. It felt cramped and claustrophobic. There was barely enough room to move, and it had this constant feeling of confinement. I couldn't imagine these soldiers not only crawling in them, but living there for weeks at a time. We saw these booby traps that were strategically placed throughout the Cu Chi tunnels, and they were a constant threat to soldiers who were tasked with flushing out the Viet Cong.
There was even a shooting range that gave people an idea of the actual military weapons used during the Vietnam War. I was so thankful to be able to witness the tunnels with my husband.
The Cu Chi tunnels were a profound and humbling experience. They were a reminder of the human cost of war and the resilience of the human spirit. It's a testament to the courage and the ingenuity of the Vietnamese people, and a call to honor those who have fought and sacrificed for their freedom and dignity. Okay, I don't know exactly where we are, but I know where we're going. We're going to Phu Yen, and everything's epically changing in front of me, and I'm kind of dying.
Phu Yen is a province in Vietnam, and it's located in the south central coast. It's about an hour and a half flight in from Saigon, and then another hour drive into the region. Besides the Vietnamese, it's home to many ethnic minorities, including the Cham, the Ba Na, and the E Đê people.
So Mama Mai remembers this place as a quiet fishing village. I heard Phu Yen was Vietnam's best kept secret, and I could immediately see why when I got there. Spoiler alert, it's on the top of my list of favorite Vietnamese destinations, and it's not just because of the location, but because of this hotel and the gorgeous locals. So I've been dying to visit the Zanier Hotel because it crosses off everything on my list of dream hotels. First off, it has a commitment to sustainability. Number 2, environment preservation. And number 3, quiet luxury, my favorite theme. All right, let's get into it.
Zanier has the most beautiful floor plan that overlooks the entire mountainside to the ocean shore. That's how good it is. I want to tell you so much more about Zanier, but you're going to have to wait till my next episode because I'm going to break it down why. Honestly, it just cannot be contained in this one episode here.
These villas are detached from the main hotel, and they're nestled in their own little nook of the forest above the trees. And the decor is quietly luxurious. I live for some good wabi-sabi. I am not talking about the condiment, because we are actually designing a part of our home now after being inspired by the Zanier Hotel. So you're gonna have to wait for it when I show you in that final video.
We were only a few days into our trip, but it already felt like longer because it was so action-packed since we arrived in Saigon. There was something magical about Phu Yen because it just immediately took a turn into the most calm exhale that we realized we really needed. And this is where I felt like our anniversary began.
Now, normally I don't love waking up early in the morning, Okay, hello. I hosted a morning talk show for about 10 years of my life, and those call times to get my ass up at 4 a.m. wasn't cute. But in Fuying, I couldn't wait to catch the sunrise. So Jeezy was already up at like 5 a.m. to get his workout in, which gave me alone time, and girl, I couldn't wait for the sunrise. I feel like sunrises are like opportunities in life. If you wait too long, you'll miss it.
If you know Jeezy and I, you know that one of our favorite things to do is bike ride. But we've never bike ridden at a wet market / fishing village, have you?
You ever think you'd be bicycling through the villages of Vietnam, baby?
We had no idea what to expect when we came upon the wet market in Phu Yên. But as soon as we saw it, I fell in love. I can't describe what it is that I love so much because it's everything all at once. It's the buzz of merchants as they prepare their goods to sell. It's the organized chaos of the colors, the sights, the sounds, and the smells that make it feel so homegrown and exciting. It is electric when you walk into a wet market first thing in the morning.
Thank you. Come on, Jay. Baby, say come on.
Come on.
It made it feel so homegrown and exciting. And the women, I can't say enough about the women because as they were like manning their they were womaning their stations, they were providing for their family, and you could just feel that they were the leaders in their households and such a huge foundation of those family lives. Also, whenever I saw a child, it reminded me that these women are not just women, but they're super moms being super women. These kids normally would be at school, but a lot of times some of these villages couldn't take their kids to school, so their daycare was really at home, and this was the greatest lesson about hustle and life and community for these kids.
Someone else was learning about community too.
Come on, baby, he wants to smoke, he wants to smoke, let's go.
Ready? Mo. Hi. Bow.
Yeah! All right, if I can be honest here, I don't think that my Vietnamese is amazing until I met this Vietnamese family who actually invited us into their house after they saw us riding by on their bikes. Me and these older women started talking and they understood everything I said. And they said
They understand you? Are you sure?
Mom, these women were very impressed by my Vietnamese.
Sure.
They were both making these traps for the fishermen, and they understood everything I said, and they said, "Câu nói tiếng Việt quá hay," which is, I speak like a pro.
Sometimes they might kiss ass. Hell
There's no reason why they had...
Con nói câu gì nói thử, mày nghe thử tiếng Việt coi.
Con muốn nấu cơm với cá, and then con muốn ăn.
Oh my gosh, you know that, huh? Oh my.
Are you serious right now? You're literally insulting me.
No, I'm surprised. No, it's not insulting, but because you have
Ask
an accent.
another sentence.
You have an accent, so how do they recognize whatever you
Okay,
say?
to all my Vietnamese fans right now, will you please comment below thumbs up or thumbs down with my Viet? Just give thumbs up. Just show me that. That's all we need to see.
What?
Dennis, whose Vietnamese is better, mine or yours? Give us a sentence, and Dennis will say one, and I'll say one.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. My mom, she looks so beautiful today. I cannot believe it. The way she dressed up, cool the game. I give up.
Trời ơi, chú cha.
Chú cha.
Mẹ của tôi đó rất là hết sảy, rất là đẹp, mặc đồ thấy sang mà thấy sexy, mà thấy rất là giàu. Mẹ tôi á là thiệt ra là số 1 đó.
Wow.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What happened? Daddy, how come you gonna say those words?
Giờ bên Mỹ là qua bên Việt Nam là.
Yeah, she said it's her first time coming. I'm thinking of you like Việt Nam.
Việt Nam.
Yeah, I'm
Đây ở Mỹ hay ở Mỹ hay ở đâu?
He's American.
These women were so lovely to invite us in with their family. They showed us these fishing traps.
Cô làm cái này mấy năm rồi?
Lâu mấy chục năm. Mấy chục năm rồi.
50-60. She said 60 years. So these are the cages, and the catchers will put food right there. The fish, shrimp, lobster, sea urchins wander in there and get caught, and they don't come back out. And that's how we have dinner.
The father was so proud of his kids. He wanted us to come in so he could show us their awards from school.
Trời ơi, ba con xinh.
Hay quá vậy? Học giỏi vậy đó hả?
Một đứa lớp 10, đứa lớp 6, đứa lớp 2.
10th grade, 6th grade, 2nd grade.
Wow.
The pride that they had for their children's hard work made me so happy, and I just started picturing where I was gonna hang up baby Monico's stuff soon too.
How are you feeling after that? No words needed.
Xin chào đến by San Ho Bay, or welcome to by San Ho Bay. This is the secluded, calming, beautiful bay that surrounds Phu Yên, and it's known for its luxurious shrimp and seafood. And the best part? When I look at this video, I will forever remember that my husband hates me at this very moment. Because I always fail to remember that I fucking hate kayaking until I'm kayaking. So let's just say I wasn't helping with this rowing. He shouldn't have been wearing that Dolce & Gabbana in these shrimp waters. And who the hell wears D&G to Shrimp Bay? Zanir by San Ho. You owe us nothing. Nowadays, when I shoot Hello Hunnay, it's a little different with Monaco because her patience is a little short. So, this is just the beginning of our trip. Tune in next week where you see Jeezy and I continue on our trip to Central Vietnam, and every single source to our entire trip, including the incredible travel agency that blessed me with all of my wishes on this trip, is in the link below. Your Travel Nation. Follow them on Instagram and reach out to them, because no matter what kind of trip you're planning, they have an amazing customized itinerary for you. And they're offering a discount to any of my fam, so hit up the code below. You can also find the Se Elm tour, every single person that I mentioned in this trip, right below. So click on that link. Tune in next week for part 2 of my magical trip to Vietnam with Jeezy. Oh, I'm still editing my trip in real time. So if you have any questions at all, or if there's anything specific you want to see about my trip with Jeezy, please comment below and I'm gonna answer all your questions in the next episode. Okay, Coco, say bye. Coco night. Bye, honey.